cloud computing and reducing relies on user-owned hardware, but increasing relies on subscription-based cloud service in higher education, and has its effect on two main business paths. These are service transformation focused on creating new education products and transforming existing products into digital ones. And then converting offline lecture into video ones, creating digital tests and quiz. Continue to education sector, and they are using e-library, connecting and declaring during the activities within the department, accepting the important facts of university, declaration and notice joining the student. And now Myanmar is trying to get status, knowledge hub, digital hub and innovation hub. And now the connection is loaded by trying to get information in the digital age for transformation. I would like to present assessment of ICT and e-government policy. Myanmar announced Computer Science Development Law in 1996, Electronic Transaction Law in 2004, and amended in 2014. And then the Telecommunication Law in 2013, and Myanmar has been established in data ID card system, digital government strategy and e-government system. Digital opportunity, digital society is developing significantly in Myanmar, but it is necessary to develop ICT. It is necessary to develop digital society by ICT, safe and secure ICT infrastructure. I would like to show digital transformation, for example, opportunities and challenges for teachers. Opportunities include new ways to engage, teach, assess, and personalize educational experience, and challenge may be new skills, expectations, and responsibilities. Teacher will need continuous support in order to rise and maintain student achievement, and teacher perform a critical role in education, and that is why the government is trying to enhance their skill, such as teacher trainee, workshop, etc. Modern teacher may be many responsibility, and these are we think uncanny digital first student, personalized e-student learning experience, prepare student for college, career, and life, aligning learning to rigorous standards, identifying effective digital learning resource, delivery 21st century lesson, and study student effort success on digital assessment, analyzing and responding to data, communicating with stakeholders, and reporting student progress. We put to 5 steps to manage digital transformation in the classroom, maybe design an adult learning environment, and establish expectation for students, focus on impact, and take gradual steps, and identify professional support are required. I would like to show key challenges of the current education system in Myanmar, National Education Strategy Plan, and where National Education Strategy Plan focus on 9 key areas, and they are preschool and kindergarten education, basic education, well-assessed quality and inclusion, basic education curriculum reform, student assessment and examination, teacher education and management, alternative education, technical and vocational education and training, TVET, higher education and management, capacity development and quality assurance are focused on national education strategy plan. In conclusion, our education and vocational training system must be adapted to better prepare for critical thinking skills they will need in the future. We need teacher support, develop and apply interactive classroom teaching and learning benefiting all students. We need to adjust the course and education curriculum to keep up with the challenge of the fourth industrial revolution. Myanmar has improved teaching and learning, vocational education and training, research and innovation, leading to measurable improvements in student achievements in all school and education. Myanmar is enabling digital economy and multi-sectorial digital transformation. And then Myanmar has been a drive towards autonomy, a key part of their reform ambitions under the National Education Strategy Plan. Now, in Myanmar, digital transformation start Yangon Education University and Yangon University of Foreign Language start to digital transformation. Thank you very much for your listening.
Thank you very much, delegates from Myanmar. And now moving on to the left, representatives from the Philippines.
Our DepEd Secretary, Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones. We'd like to thank the Kingdom of Thailand and the Office of the Teacher Civil Service and Educational Personnel Commission from inviting us over. Thank you for the opportunity. We're very much willing to share and to learn from all of you. So for our presentation flow, we will be discussing the following 3 points: the Philippines and its Department of Education, to be followed by our efforts on digital transformation of personnel administration of teachers and educational personnel, and our ways forward. So, regarding our country, aside from the data that you can see in the slides, you can see there we're consisting of about 7,641 islands, in one of the most populated countries in the world, but we'd not like to compete with India, of course, 100 million, okay, with 81 provinces, 144 cities, 1,490 municipalities, 42,029 barangays, and we're predominantly Christians, almost 80%. Another interesting thing, okay, regarding our flag, as you can see this morning, we have fixed this because the blue must be on the upper side, or else there would be war in our country. So please take note of that. And then another thing, for your information, contemporary Filipino society consists of nearly 100 culturally and linguistically distinct ethnic groups. Of this, the largest are the Tagalog of Luzon and the Cebuano of the Visayan Islands, each of which constitutes about 1/5 of the country's total population. Regarding our languages, for your information, there are estimates of the total number of native languages and dialects spoken in the Philippines differ, but scholarly studies suggest that there are some 150. Most of the country's languages are closely related, belonging to one of several subfamilies of Austronesian, more specifically Western Malayo-Polynesian languages. Another interesting thing in connection to our topic, digital transformation, Filipinos continue to reign supreme in terms of social media globally. So I think we're ranking. This is the 4th year the Philippines placed on top regarding the use of social media. Last year it was Thailand, only a few minutes behind Thailand, right? Now we're on top. Okay, that's another interesting thing. All right. So the Department of Education, who are we? This is our vision, our long-term vision, and that's dreaming of a Filipino. We dream of Filipinos who passionately love our country and whose values and competencies enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. So as a learner-centered public institution, the Department of Education continuously improves itself to better serve our stakeholders. We do have there the long-term vision and the team vision by 2022, because by that year, our Deputy Secretary, together with our President, will be going down already, okay? And then our mission is to protect and promote the right of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education, where students learn in a child-friendly, gender-sensitive, safe, and motivating environment, wherein teachers facilitate learning and constantly nurture every learner. I think, let me proceed with our specific bureau under the Department of Education. We came from the Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development, and some few points about our bureau. The Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development was created from the rationalization plan as one of the new bureaus in the Department of Education. We only started our operations in 2016 and is now on its 3rd year. So with 3 years of operations, BHROD continues to build on its roots through strengthening effective existing programs and putting in place strategic human resource and organizational development systems, programs, and mechanisms. As you can see there, our framework, you can easily recognize us because of this mantra. Basis of our existence is to take care of our people while maximizing organizational performance and health. Integrating office, organization, and employee effectiveness requires the agency and its organizational units to undergo the org development, OD cycle, consisting of organizational assessment, change planning, change implementation, and change evaluation, while the employees to move along the human resource processes such as HR planning, recruitment, selection, placement, and induction, talent management, performance management, learning and development, rewards and recognition, and succession planning or retirement. Our statement of purpose, why do we exist? We believe that we impact workforce development and org effectiveness. And our HROD continuum, as you can see there, we have 5 functional divisions under our bureau that specialize in establishing and managing the various human resource and organizational development programs and systems. So we have divided our 5 functional divisions into 2 clusters, one for people effectiveness and one for org effectiveness. Under people effectiveness, we have there the Human Resource and Development Division, the Employee Welfare Division, and the Personnel Division, where Albert is heading that particular department in collaboration with our National Educators Academy of the Philippines, who's in charge of the learning and development interventions for teachers. Under the OD part, we have there the Organizational Effectiveness Division and School Effectiveness Division. There's a feedback loop there, and our target is org success, and we can only assure that if we have achieved our mandate. And the mandate is, as what I have stated a while ago in our vision. Following our basic education monitoring and evaluation framework, we provide enabling environments such as people or our teachers, internal systems and processes that serve learners better through continuous improvement efforts to deliver the desired outcomes and reach our goal that all Filipinos are able to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building a cohesive nation. For your information, in numbers, Department of Education in numbers, we do have 47,025 public schools, 14,562 private schools, 309 state universities, and all of us are catering to 27 million learners. As what I have said, we're not competing to India. You're still the winner with regard to numbers, okay? We have one central office, and that's the Department of Education. Nationwide, we do have 17 regional offices, including BARM or ARMM before. And then we do have 223 schools division offices nationwide. And approximately, by now, we do have, in total, DepEd personnel, including teachers and non-teaching personnel, 966,397 plus as of this moment. So, those were the details regarding our nationwide profile. Okay, working towards quality, we're heading here in our major reform because we do believe that the quality of any system, including our education system, cannot exceed the quality of our people and the people that we allow to enter and to stay in our system. That's why in August 2017, our DepEd Secretary, Leonor Magtolis-Briones, as you can see in the picture, signed into policy the national adoption and implementation of the Philippine Professional Standards for teachers. So we'll give you a brief overview regarding that particular DepEd order. In there, the standards sets clear expectations of teachers along well-defined career stages. We do have now career stages, unlike before. Now we recognize that everything is developmental, that as teachers progress in the profession, we are expected to get better, not better. And we recognize that now in the new Philippine Professional Standards for teachers. Through the standards, the teachers are expected to engage them, not necessarily simply motivated, engages teachers to embrace ongoing professional learning for their professional development to enhance their own teaching. Also, the standards provides a framework of uniform measures to assess teacher performance, and it provides a basis for building public confidence in and support for the work of teachers. Regarding connection to HR systems, as you can see in the DepEd order, the PPST shall, and this is mandatory, shall be used as a basis for all learning and development programs for teachers to ensure that they are properly equipped to effectively implement the K-12 program. It can, another HR system, it can also be used for the selection and promotion for teachers. We have used KIN because regarding promotion, salary, we need to negotiate and discuss this over to our Department of Budget and Management, and we're currently discussing that now. And then all performance appraisals for teachers, this is results-based performance management system, another one HR systems that we'll be discussing later on, shall be based on this set of standards. That's why we discuss this. In other words, the Philippine Professional Standards for teachers will serve as the new framework for teacher quality and teacher development in the Philippines. And just a side note, based on the World Bank report, a study in the Philippines, it has been mentioned already that Philippine Professional Standards for teachers is one of the measures in order to strengthen human capital. We in the department saw this in order to reach org success, but the World Bank report states that it will strengthen our human capital. So at least we have been recognized there by World Bank. We're not aware of that. So just to mention a bit. So what's the use of the standards and the tools that we have developed? We have integrated that in all of our HR systems. Meaning to say, regarding recruitment, selection, promotion, and induction, that's RSPI. So from entry to the profession, and then we're also having discussions too with the teacher education institutions to have curriculum quality audit, ensuring that what they're providing us or what the system needs. And then PM there means performance management. So we're currently doing that, embedding the standards. And then anything else? Career progression or promotion, learning and development interventions based on the standards, and rewards and recognition. So this will be our framework, currently our framework for professional development for teachers based on the Philippine Professional Standards for teachers. Career progression, teacher induction program, teacher assessment, rewards and recognition. So we envision there, with the standards, as they progress in the profession, they're becoming better and better. And there would also be alignment of NAIAP courses with career progression and promotions. So our efforts regarding digital transformation, digitizing performance management system in DepEd, or what we call the Results-Based Performance Management System, or RPMS. So we have here the electronic, however by now only offline tools, forms for the RPMS, because we could not wait for our Bureau of ICTS or ICT to facilitate this matter. Anyway, we have ongoing discussion, negotiation to make this online later on. So by now, offline tools, forms for the results-based performance management systems. We do have there the main tools. Sorry, I don't think you can see it there. We do have the RPMS, IPCRF. IPCRF means Individual Performance Review and Commitment Form. What's the use of that? For performance appraisal of teachers, and what data we can get from their performance rating of teachers. And we have the current version offline is paper and pen through Excel offline. Another tool, the second one, is the IPCRF development plans. So development plans based on their self-assessment. So the use of that is for learning and development intervention. The data that we can get from there is the strengths and needs of teachers, and the version by now is still paper and pen or Excel and offline still. And the third tool there is the electronic self-assessment tool. What's the use? For teachers to do some professional reflection and assume responsibility for their own professional growth and learning. So data we can get from that tool is their strengths and needs. So our current version by now is electronic version, however still offline. Then the last tool is the classroom observation tool. What's the use of that tool? For us to see the features of practice, data we can get, features of practice. Current version is a paper and pen. So we do also have available for teachers nationwide the electronic RPMS tools, as you can see there. We have there the electronic self-assessment tool, the results-based performance management system, RPMS. We have provided also manual, updated manual. We're always updating that. And then the IPCRF data collection system. So That's how it looks like, the Excel-based IPCRF parts 1 to 4. So it's by now still offline, Excel-based. By next year, we'll be doing online. Then the electronic self-assessment tool. The self-assessment tool is a common tool for assessing teacher performance that can be used as a starting point for informal purposes or of self-reflection. Then we have here the ESAT, or the electronic self-assessment tool. What we can get from there, the demographic profile that is being highlighted. When we say demographic information gathered through electronic self-assessment tool, as you can see there, we have the age, sex, employment status, position, up to level of capability, level of priority for development, core behavioral competencies demonstrated. So this will serve as input for the school leaders to analyze. Okay? Then the objectives and the core behavioral competencies in the third part. We have there also the IPCRF data gathering forms. The IPCRF data gathering forms are developed to collect and consolidate teachers' IPCRF data across governance levels from school, division, region, then central office. And there are two types: IPCRF rating collection form, which collects teachers' IPCRF rating at the school level. And secondly, IPCRF data consolidation form, which consolidates teachers' IPCRF rating across governance levels. So data that can be obtained using the IPCRF data gathering forms. So how many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The IPCRF sheet, IPCRF rating of teachers, as well as other information including name, position, employee ID, subject area, division, school, and school ID classification, among others. From the data sheet, we have saved data of teachers, the name, school ID, position, final adjectival rating. And then the summary sheet, from there we can see the summary of the number of teachers in each position and subject area for each adjectival rating. When we say adjectival rating, are they performing well? The lowest, of course, is needs improvement and satisfactory. The passing is satisfactory, very satisfactory, then outstanding. Then the average one sheet is the average of teachers' final rating per subject area in every proficiency level. And the next sheet is the averages of teachers' final rating in every position per objective. All right? So I think that would be all for regarding our efforts to consolidate the data regarding the performance of teachers nationwide. And all of those data later on will serve as input in our new National Educators Academy of the Philippines for them to provide learning and development interventions for teachers to help them progress from one career stage to the next. So we still have another initiative, and that's the IRIS, to be reported by the Chief of Personnel, Albert Andres.
Thank you, ma'am. The information system in HR or personnel started in the early 2000s, which several initiatives have been undertaken to improve the HR processes and to automate HR systems, but this was not materialized until the launch of the Enterprise Human Resource Information System in 2012. So these are the problems we encountered before the launching of the EHRIS. The first one is the manual updating of HR information. So these are done both manual and automated, which is time-consuming and very tedious, considering the number of employees we have and the processes the process of paper process. And then the unreliable and inaccurate information, because different governance levels rely on manual updating of records, not to mention that this runs in different platforms with various formats. Then the absence of central registry of personnel and standards for storing personal data. So DepEd employees, which is almost 1 million teaching and non-teaching personnel. So given this enormous number of its human resources, DepEd still lacks a standardized HR system that can simplify various HR processes and integrate this data coming from the different offices. And then the last one is the slow delivery of services. When it comes to providing basic services to our employees, it takes time before their requests be acted upon. And this is in terms of their compensation and benefits, their leave management, and their service records. So the EHRIS is a web-based system for a central repository of HR records. So all of our 900 personnel will be integrated in the EHRIS. It also automates core HR management functions and routine services. And like Malaysia, we consider this a single source of truth for HR information and organizational structure. So this is the screenshot of our EHRIS. That's me, because I have to put that because of the strict implementation of the data privacy. So the features of EHRIS, we included the personal data, which includes date of birth, the residence, family background, educational background, the eligibility from our government, the work experience, the learning and development programs attended by the employees. We also integrated the daily time record, which is from our biometrics system, and the payslip from our payroll system. So it is integrated in our EHRIS. So we can also access the updated and accurate human resource data nationwide and support to the professional development program. And we were able to track personnel movements. So if they are transferring or reassignment from one station to another, we can track using the EHRIS. So its impact, we streamlined processes for collecting and reporting personal data within DepEd systems and to other reporting agencies. So we strengthened the policy formulation and planning process in response to gaps and opportunities determined through the EHRIS, because we can capture data using HR analytics. And these are more responsive and relevant deployment strategy in management. We also improved access to accurate, complete, and real-time HR data or information, faster delivery of services, and we ensured timely payment of salaries and benefits of our teachers and employees. So for now, the EHRIS will be linked with the other HR systems. For now, the compensation and benefits and personal records are only linked to EHRIS. So for our, we are leading towards to linking these different HR systems to our EHRIS. So DepEd is also responding to the changing needs in terms of digital transformation. So we will have the DepEd Enterprise Resource Planning System, which will include all different systems in the education sector. We included payroll system, procurement system, the asset management system, project management information system, and we will enhance the EHRIS to these DERPs. Currently, we are on its second phase of the DepEd Enterprise Resource Planning System. Thank you.
Okay, for your information, we are a very young bureau. 3 years in existence, but we have a lot of initiatives already. And currently, for your information, in order to further strengthen our human capital, we're currently developing and validating the professional standards for school leaders to complement this reform of national development. There's also a mention there of English grammar, okay, very important for our DepEd secretary. So NAIAP transformation, according to her, should start immediately because the problems and challenges are here now. The impact we foresee, no more Bagsakan Center for trainings because currently we're having, we're already considered Department of Trainings because all of the bureaus are conducting trainings, but who are doing the quality assurance? Because that's why the birth of the new National Educators Academy of the Philippines. Then, professional development programs now, with the new system, shall be programmatic and accountable. The database for professional development shall now be consolidated. Training programs will be directly linked to career progression and promotion, and talents or talent management system within DepEd can be mobilized and maximized into a training faculty. And the NAIAP transformation, yeah, it could be an ambitious reform of our country, but one that is necessary. And ultimately, the Secretary's vision is for the new Academy of the Philippines transformation to be a key pillar in upgrading the quality of basic education in the country. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lopez and Mr. Andres. And now to our last set of delegates from Singapore. Please welcome Ms. Tan Meng Mei Anna and Ms. Hing Mil Ern.
Good afternoon, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anna, and this is Mel Ern. Both of us are from the Educational Technology Division of MOE Singapore. We basically oversees the development of policies and teacher development in the use of educational technology in the schools, primarily primary, secondary, and JC. That is your grades 1 to 12. And as I was listening to all the sharing, I hope you can bring something back as well. What I noticed is that across the board, all of us are using technology to solve our problems or improve our processes. And my sharing will also be the same. My sharing will be how are we using technology to improve the way teachers teach with technology. Oh, so sorry. Maybe you can refer to the slides in the drive. It's a little bit too small. This is the sharing outline. I will first share our digitalization journey through our MOE EdTech plan, the Singapore's learning system, or SLS, a national learning system that all our teachers and students are using in the classrooms, and 2 unique learning opportunities we have created to develop our teachers to design learning using the SLS system in the everyday teaching. Our digitalization journey started in 1997, and we have developed 4 master plans since. The aim of the master plan is to provide a blueprint for the development of an ICT-enriched school environment for learning and teaching that transform learning experiences for our students. Through harnessing the affordances of technology, students could be equipped with essential learning, creative thinking, and communication skills to prepare them for the future. In the first Master Plan 1, we are focused on really setting up the infrastructure. We wanted to build a strong foundation to harness ICT, so we equip all schools with all the necessary ICT tools. And for our teachers, we provided standard training for all teachers. At the end of Master Plan 1, we move into Master Plan 2, where we allow customization of training. Here, we allow teachers to innovate with the different technology tools to bring about engaged learning in the students. You have noticed in Master Plan 1 and Master Plan 2, the focus is on teachers using the technology. In Master Plan 3, we moved into the purpose of changing the classroom, and we are asking teachers to start allowing students to use technology. Thus, the focus in Master Plan 3 is about fostering self-directed learning and collaborative learning competencies in our students. Here, we started training leaders to implement and sustain change in the school, as we recognize that to have changes in the classroom, you need to have a whole school ecosystem to be changed as well. And in 2015, we started our Master Plan 4, and here we are interested to create pervasive use of technology in the classroom, in the everyday teaching. We wanted teachers to develop learning experiences harnessing technology, not just for home-based learning, but for in-class teaching as well. We continue to deepen the practices and also to develop our school leaders to build this culture of learning in the schools. So currently, this is our focus. We wanted to improve the teaching and learning with technology use, and here we are talking about evidence-based teaching and learning, which is the use of data in teaching. This is our vision for the Master Plan 4, where we want all our students to be future ready. And really the outcome goal is about us creating quality learning in the hands of the learner. Really the emphasis is about students using the technology. And to enable this, these two are enablers. The teachers being able to design learning experiences, and the school leaders being the culture builder, creating that culture of learning with technology in schools. For this particular master plan, there are 4 implementation focus, and I'm only going to share with you the sustained professional learning focus, because in order to achieve the Master Plan 4, a lot hinges on what our teachers and school leaders do in schools. MOE has always taken a pedagogy-driven approach towards the use of ICT to support teaching and learning. We recognize that teachers, school leaders are key to promote effective teaching and learning. And in the Master Plan 4, one of the key initiatives of MOE is to develop the Singapore Student Learning Space, a learning portal that is created locally. So what is SLS? It is not your normal learning management system that we are used to, but a learning portal where students go online to learn, where all the teachers in the system are connected to learn and share with one another. So here we hope to provide students with equal access to quality curriculum aligned resources like many of you who wanted to do. And on top of that, we wanted to support teachers to create that learning experiences that we want in the classroom. And this platform also allows teachers to share with one another their learning designs. And this system is currently iterative, is continuously improving based on the feedback from the teachers. This is an example of what is in the system. This is a template, a learning experience template that teachers could use to design for the learning in the classroom. So they will use this in the SLS and design a learning experience for the students. And for teachers who are novice in designing, there are actually guiding questions in there to guide the teachers to think about what activities they should be designing in the system, together with the tools that are available in the system where the teachers can use. One of such tools is the thinking routine, where it embeds a structure for teachers to use to allow students to use things, the thinking routine like see, think, wonder, know, what do you want to know, what have you learned? So they can embed thinking routine to scaffold students' thinking during the lesson. And I have mentioned that this SLS system allows teachers to share. And we have a community gallery where teachers share lessons with one another. Any teacher can share their lesson, and any teacher can just search, evaluate, and adapt these lessons in the SLS to be used. This learning system was rolled out to all schools last year, and to allow teachers to be familiarized with the system, we actually created a number of learning opportunities for them. One such, sorry, I can't go to the next slide. Oh, sorry, thanks. I try. Okay, so these are the overview of the professional learning opportunities that we have created. There is the SLS Design Challenge. There are school partnership program that we conduct. There are open classrooms where teachers go. They open up their classroom for other teachers from other schools across the nation to visit and also learn and see how technology is used in their classroom. There are role-specific milestone programs where we train the school leaders and the media managers in creating that culture of learning in school. There are also online self-paced modules and online courses. And also we have this Facebook closed group of learning network called Singapore Learning Designers Circle. Allow me to just share with you the SLS Design Challenge, which actually is a year-long learning program for all the schools in Singapore. The aim of this design challenge is really for teachers to come together to acquire this common language of design for learning with technology, and it's also to allow them to use this new platform that we have created, the SLS learning system. And of course, like what all of us have realized, really for teachers to be able to design, they need to do it as a team. So all the people will come together as a community to learn. And we adopted the 3C approach, the experience that we want the teachers to go through, because we believe that these are the experiences that the students should be going through in the classroom as well. So in this whole design challenge, the teachers come together to create and co-create lesson designs together, and they will then showcase their design with one another to get feedback. Once they have done that, they will make changes, and they will then go back to their schools, enact those lessons, and when they start enacting, their peers will come to visit and watch and also give them feedback. Once they have gotten another round of feedback, they will improve and then put it up on the SLS community gallery to be shared with all teachers. Oh, sorry. Can you help me to play the video? Maybe let me just show you what is it like through a video, because you will not be able to see until, yeah. So the year-long activities. So the teachers had to come together. So we call it design challenge to make it a little bit more interesting for them. So we gave them a challenge. We launched a question for them to say that they're all trying to solve this problem. And we got all of them in the schools in 4 zones, north, south, east, west, to come together to create those lesson prototypes. On paper first, they just discuss how they want to do it. Then they start putting it into the session, into the system. This is the open classroom where they observe how the students are using the new technology.
Go through with my class at the end of the lesson. So today when I saw how you were selecting each of the responses, yeah, then after that, then you show what you want to show to the class. So that's something that I find that's very useful. What happened in class? Sometimes I'm worried when I want to use the SLS platform.
So they share what the students did in class and share the lesson design, and the students work with the community as well. And we wanted to review all the 346 lessons, so we had a criteria to evaluate the lessons to know whether they are of quality. So this is an overview of the design challenge, all the learning activities that the teachers and the school leaders went through. So the video will nicely bring me into the next final learning opportunity that we created for our teachers. It's actually the Singapore Learning Designers Circle. This is actually a closed Facebook group that we created for our educators, for them to use the social media at their, and the idea at their own time, to come in to find like-minded people to discuss about designing with learning. We started with 200 in 2017. Now we have 6,000 in the space, talking about lesson designs, and some of them actually say, this is what I did with SLS, now use it. So we have teachers learning from one another at their own free time and their own interests. So this is a snapshot. Oops. And this is just one of those, this is an example of a teacher actually sharing her ideas and other people coming in to help refine the particular lesson. So with that, I actually end my presentation on what we did in developing teachers in the use of technology. I hope it has been useful for you, and thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the delegates from Singapore. And I guess that brings us to the end of our last set of delegates. So it's now 4:15, a bit behind schedule, but however, we still have to open for the Q&A session and the part where we exchange views and share insights. So anybody would like to start? The questions could also go back to the afternoon or morning sessions as well. Yes, sir.
A very good evening to all of you. My question is to Philippines team. Can you elaborate this classroom observation tool, and does it contain the students' feedback system also?
The classroom observation tool is based on the Philippine Professional Standards for teachers. So now the performance management system is in place, and then we're now activating it in order for us to really quality assure what's going on inside the classroom. Teachers, we're having performance ratings at the end of the year, but usually in our system, it's self-serving. They're the ones rating themselves. But now, we're introducing the classroom observation tool, wherein based on the Philippine Professional Standards for teachers, wherein we're going to assess teachers on how they teach. That's it. And then that would be the basis. There are classroom observable and non-classroom observable. The non-classroom observable, it requires portfolio. And then that would serve as the basis of rating later on.
Thank you. Next, perhaps the Thai participants. Any? Jack? Yes, sir.
My question is to the Singapore delegation. This particular, the group that you're talking of, teachers sharing the various practices, is it a limited access to only those teachers you are giving, or it's open?
It is limited to the Singaporean teachers. So as long as they're interested, they apply, we will check whether they are a Singaporean teacher, then we will allow them to be on the group.
It's a closed group?
Yes, it's a closed group.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because you need to have some trust among one
That's
another.
what I thought. I thought I
Yeah.
should as well on that. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more?
Go ahead.
To my friend Jennifer. How do you ensure that like the data is kept updated on that? You're putting the data in the system first, like EHRIS. How do you ensure that the data is
Upgraded.
is up to date?
The data is up to date. We're just going to do this the first time. Actually, before we're not really getting the performance rating of the teachers. It's first time that we're going to capture the data based on this new system. So in order to ensure we have this, our system is highly bureaucratic. So that's why we have just conducted our, how do you call that? Meeting with the chief per region together with their ICT coordinator in order to help us capture the data from school to division, region, up to the central level. We have established that system. But let's see, we're not yet capturing it. We have deadline this coming September. We will update you, sir.
Should compliment you on the good presentation. Same in the case of Singapore. Nice presentation.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that all 10 delegates, from all 10 participating countries, have prepared their best for today's conference, where we shared views and information, and of course, with the variety of countries participating today. Some countries with a population of 1.3 billion, some countries with multi-ethnicity, countries where their education is pretty much the top 5 of the world. I'm sure that from what we've exchanged in the past 8 hours or so in today's meeting, will surely be very creative and constructive when we, I'm not going to use the word copy, implement each other's innovative ideas when the digital disruption is hitting the world today. And I'm sure that it's a great opportunity for every single one of you to be able to exchange contacts and perhaps further develop in terms of teaching personnel administration, so that it benefits the younger generation of the ASEAN Plus 6 bloc. So I think we all deserve a big round of applause for all delegations, please. A big round of applause. All right, and as for tomorrow's little group discussion, they call it, okay, we're going to be focusing on these 3 topics. The first one is the rising role of digital transformation in human resources, a number of which we've been speaking about today, followed by how digital HR can facilitate all ASEAN Plus 6 countries to reach the most effective public sector, and last but not least, the challenges and opportunities of the digital transformation in public sector among the ASEAN Plus 6 countries. We'll have the first half of tomorrow morning, actually the entire morning of tomorrow, to be exchanging and perhaps debating for a more constructive role for us to take back home when we wrap up this 3rd international meeting. So just to update you all for tonight's welcoming dinner, we call it. Okay, at 6 p.m., we would like all of you to clad in either national costumes or formal wear, depending on your preferences. นะครับก็เป็นชุดประจำชาติได้หรือว่าจะเป็นชุดสากลได้นะครับแล้วก็ we're gonna meet at the Berkeley dining room, which is located on the 10th floor, the exact same place where we had lunch. All right, so 6 o'clock on the dot, and it's going to be a cocktail dinner, and hopefully we'll be able to exchange views and contacts, and hopefully we'll benefit everybody who's participating. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Royal Thai government and the Education Ministry of Thailand, thank you all for participating, and hopefully, no, not hopefully, we will surely be seeing you guys tomorrow morning. Until then, have a good evening. Thank you. สวัสดีครับ